Hello, good evening, everybody. I am Jaja Somieibi. Um, I'm studying sustainable geoenergy here. Um, I'll just go straight to the point. How was my screening? I got there early. For those of us in Port Harcourt that knows, I think Enekai Greater Road. Then it was quite bad. So I needed to navigate. In fact, I think I had hold up that morning, right, getting there. So I needed to leave on time to get there on time, essentially. So I don't know how the road is now, but it's essential that you get there on time, right? Um, because there are other people, there are time allocations, time allotments, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and I think a third one, if I'm not mistaken. So when I got there, I met if a number of people, right? Okay, I came quite early, so I didn't meet so much people. I sat down and waited for everything to start essentially. Um, so when the examiners started coming in, we were first in a large hall, right? And they asked everybody. I don't know if as from people that just got their interviews um now. I don't know if that's a requirement now, but then they told us to come with a PTDF invitation slip or something like that, where they had to scan a QR code and stuff like that. So I think I didn't have mine or something. So I had to browse for mine and get it on my phone for them to be able to scan that. Yep. Then after that, we were moved in batches to a different hall, right? So there was a hall for, I think, two halls for MFC and one hall for PhD students. And then there was a waiting area, and then you move into the different MSc rooms, one after the other, line by line, right? When it was my turn, when I entered inside, just as everyone has said, you wait till you're asked to sit. Um, then I sat down, I gave them my documents. They scanned through the documents just to make sure that it's the original copy that I went with. And I was asked basically to see what am I going to study in the United Kingdom and all that. So basically, I had my SOP in my mind, but then you don't just want to read your SOP to them. You want to more or less give them a compelling story, right? So tell your story, use your experiences that you've had to tell your story. Maybe you want to. So for me, my experience, for example, I use my internship experience. I interned in one of the Nigerian oil and gas companies for my SciWest. So I use that to tell a story that okay, because of them in that community, they more or less are the PHCN to that community. PHCN, that's Port Harcourt, basically your NEPA, right? Your NEPA in that community. They're the ones supplying NEPA to that community for. Then I also made reference in comparing that with my NYSC, where I spent my NYSC, there was no light for the entire year, right? So coming from somewhere that the company was a source of power for the entire year to another community where there was no light for the entire year. So you can see what basically you're telling them that energy is a very good source. It's something that everybody needs to have, right? It's supposed to be affordable, it's supposed to be sustainable. So I use that to tell my story to them. And I believe they were quite convinced, God helping. Then that was all the questions that they asked of me. And then I think it was that Abraham that mentioned, they asked me why do I have only one professional membership certificate. And I told them that the only one I had then was my graduate member NSC, right? And then I told them that if I was to get in another one, maybe Korean takes 4 years after graduation and some other ones like that. And then they recommended some other ones for me to get. I think I think it has like 3 E's after. But yeah, they recommend, and then I was like, yeah, that would be, I would eventually work on them, right? So that was all the questions they asked of me, and then other questions were relating to, oh, just as Mr. Ash talked about Jaja Opobo. So we played around that, and yeah, that was how my interview went. It was quite so simple. Yeah, thank you very much.